had a couple people ask like how how you're supposed to set up pages in panels to upload on webtoon. So I will try my best to explain how I do that. I've only made like 7 episodes, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'll try to explain it the best I can. Hopefully it'll help a little bit. Um, this video is for my friends, but if you're some random person on YouTube watching this, hello. Okay. Basically, first thing, I would personally like make like a huge canvas and then draw a bunch of straight lines, and basically each like thing is a page, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then each of these will have the panels in it. Like here's one, here's another one. Like I normally fit like 2 or 3 per page, but honestly it doesn't really matter. This is just for thumbnails. So basically just make a huge canvas, so you can draw your thumbnails. And basically the most important part is to just like have a vision of what's gonna happen in that episode. Like what are the characters gonna do, what's important dialogue, like actions, how does it start, how does it end. Like you just have to kind of think about what's gonna happen, and definitely make a script. And like when you make a script, it doesn't have to be like super fancy and like thought out and amazingly detailed. It's like, here's mine, like here's a part of mine. Like it's so simple. When you draw your thumbnails, like they can be like really bad. Like make like okay, this is low-key kind of embarrassing because look how bad this is. Like it can be like the worst drawings ever. It doesn't have to be all super detailed. Like I literally gave up at the end, but you can still tell. Like I mean, not really, you can't really tell what's happening, but like I have a vision in my brain. Like look how bad these are. Like they're not real actual drawings. Like sometimes I don't even feel like drawing it, but I just do like where the character is. And okay, honestly, it's also really important to think about where the speech bubbles are. Like, okay, I was getting really tired, and like, I'll deal with this. I'll make it smaller and like out of the way, because you obviously you don't want to have speech bubbles covering the character. Like, I'll just probably make this guy just smaller. Like, I already drew him, but like, I would just make him smaller. You know, like, just like this is overlapping too, but just like think about the general placement of the bubbles and how they're gonna interact. Like I ended up changing this too because it's blocking. You don't want to have it blocking characters, for the most part. Like you want to keep them separate, but still frame them. But since this is like a vertical comic scroll, I like to break them out of the panels because because when you're scrolling, like there's just so much space outside of the panels. Like you might as well put dialogue there. Like see how there's dialogue outside of this panel right here. The dialogue is separate from both of these panels. Like you just try to make use of the space that you have. So basically so the script here, this part right here or these panels right here. So I have it's fading into daytime, so I have these the background for this page is dark, and it's like there's a gradient and it's slowly coming to light here. And I'll just leave a bigger space. I'll move this down so there's more of an empty space. So then there's a wide shot, so it's just gonna take up like the whole page, horizontally, and so you can get a sense of where the characters are. Like they're on this ground right here, and there's gonna be like a bush over here and like a wall and a bench, I guess, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, actually it kind of does matter. You should probably draw backgrounds in the thumbnails too, but I was lazy, so whatever. Okay, so he's approaching the cat, fades into daytime. Jet, my little guy, he's approaching the cat, and he's saying pss, 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 pss. I just added that because it's cute. And then the next one is him crouching down, about to pet the cat. Hee, I finally get to pet you. Come here. Like, when I make the comic, like, I don't follow the script exactly. Like, if I want to change certain things, then I just do that. Like, it's like you don't have to, like, oh, I need to make this exactly like the script. No, you can just change it. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And then I have a close up of the cat being like, meow. So you just make thumbnails, lots of thumbnails, lots of ugly drawings that don't really make sense, but it just kind of gives you a general idea of what's gonna happen. Yeah, like, honestly, sometimes in some of these I can't really even tell what's going on. Like, I gave up here. Like, just you just sometimes you just gotta draw to draw. Like, you just put shapes down. The biggest thing is just like figuring out the dialogue, I guess, and how the dialogue is going to connect in the where the characters are going to be placed. So yeah, definitely make these before you do anything else. And then make a canvas for the page. If you look up the canvas dimensions for webtoon, it's gonna say like 800 by like something super long, and then it's gonna be like a canvas like this. But I hate doing that because it's just so overwhelming for me, because it just ends up with like millions of layers being made, and I can't keep track, and it's just overwhelming to look at when I'm working on it. I started that way, but then I moved into I did a width of this much, and then the height doesn't really matter, because I'll show you. You can put it into a website called Croppy, and it'll just make it the format of webtoon automatically. So honestly, the height doesn't matter. Just however much you think you want to fit on a page. I do more than 800 because the brush I use. Hold on, let me see. I'll do it 800 here. I'll show, because my favorite brush gets a little crunchy. Like, see, if I want to do smaller details, it'll get kind of crunchy like this. So I just make the canvas bigger. So if I would normally do it like here, this, and I want to have room for, like, I think a healthy amount, I guess, that doesn't overwhelm me for each page is probably like 2 to 3 panels, sometimes 4. So maybe something like this. And then what I would do is I go to these thumbnails, and then I select the 2 or 3, like I would normally like these. Okay, I don't know why I put so much more detail into these 3. I think I was just really excited to draw Emmy, so I'm gonna use the simpler ones for an example. Like, I would just select these and then copy and then paste into here, make it bigger, and just figure out where I'm gonna place everything. So I definitely want to not have it so compressed. Like, I want this to be separate. I want to move this up, and then I'm gonna move this down, because I want there to be like space to breathe. And then, okay, so I actually already did this page, but I'm just showing you can just copy and paste it in here and move it around. Okay, look, this is a work in progress of what I just showed you. Like, I added these 2 boxes because I'm gonna do like the sky or something, I guess, to show that it's daytime and it's moving to another scene. I'm not done with this. I still gotta color and like shade and stuff, but basically this is just these panels, but like brought to life, I guess, and they're not just like terrible drawings. They actually are colored and stuff. But yeah, I still have more things to do. But this is really important. Okay, when you like start drawing the actual comic, um, definitely name all your layers. Oh, I forgot. What is this? Like, oh, whisker. Like, literally name all your layers, please. I didn't do this at first, and it, it was so painful. Like, oh God, what was this layer? And it was so painful trying to figure out what was what, cause there's just so many things. Like, there's gonna be more layers than this, but just try to name every single layer you make. I know it's annoying to do it. Like, it's so easy to just make a layer, but no, please name every single layer, because you're gonna be working on it and you're gonna notice something's off and you're gonna be like, oh shoot, I need to erase that, I need to fix it. And you'd be like, oh God, there's like a billion layers. Where is it? But if you name every single layer, it'll help you like stop yourself from making millions of layers for every tiny little thing, and you'll end up just combining them and naming them, and you'll be able to find them easier. Okay, I talked too long about that, but basically I separate all of these. Like, this is bottoms, shoes, cat's eye, this is shirt, the gloves, his hair, like I just, yeah. And then I want to make the line for the characters like kind of stand out, because that's something I'll go back to a lot to like either add more lines or erase them, just like fix mistakes. So I make that like a different color from the rest. And another important one is the frame. I'll make this another color, make it like yellow or something. I just want them to stand out, because these are like the 3 most important layers, because we've got the bubbles, we've got the frame, and we've got the lines of the characters. And in my opinion, those are the most important things to focus on. So yeah, I just make thumbnails, copy and paste them into copy and paste them into another canvas. And then let me go to a previous episode of one that's finished, and there's a bunch of layers and they're not named. Don't do that. Like, I'm not doing that ever again. I'm gonna try to name all of them or most of them, because it's so much easier. Okay, but like, ignore the layers on this one, because they're kind of all over the place. But say you finally get a finished page, and I normally have like 8 to 10 pages per episode, I guess. You could make them shorter. I mean, I don't know how short or long you want your episodes to be. It just depends on your story style, I guess. But let's just say you have all your pages done. So just like save it to photos, and then I would just put it to my Dropbox, and then get on my computer and go to a website called Croppy. Okay, so you got all your pages done. Go to this website, like literally just look up the word Croppy. Go to this, make sure you have webtoon checked off, and then just choose all of the pictures of the pages and give it like 5 or 10 minutes or something, and then it's gonna make a zipped file of basically it slices your photos to fit the webtoon format. Okay, after it splits all the files, you just go to Webtoon Dashboard, press Add Episode, and then select the files from the sliced croppy folder, and then you can order them, and then you can preview it before you publish it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry, this was actually like the worst video ever, but I hope it could help at least a little.